So today we're joined with Nina Jenkins from Conidiotec. Nina, how you doing?
I'm doing really well. Thanks, Andy. It's good to see you.
Yeah, for sure. So now you guys are down in Pennsylvania, is that right?
Yeah, that's where Aprehend is produced. We mix it up, bottle it, and send it out from Pennsylvania. But I'm actually based in Florida, otherwise
Oh
known
wow.
as Hurricane Alley.
Yeah.
Um, we've been through it all over the last few weeks, I tell you. But
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
so I'm based here. I do all the tech support from here on the phone and so on, and then I travel to conferences like your own, and that's the highlight of my week when I get to pop out and actually see people face to face. That's my favorite part of the job.
Yeah, for sure. And we have you coming up for November 15th for the Upstate Conference for the New York Pest Management Association. You're going to be one of the presenters. I think you might be like the lead off presenter. Are you like right in the morning, first thing? I think
Oh,
you I,
wow, am
I think
I?
you first or second, I think actually. Yeah, so you're going to be up talking about bed bugs, right? Is that what your topic is?
Yeah, bed bugs is my thing. I appear to have the label the bed bug lady, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I've spent the last, I don't know, 12 years really getting in deep with bed bugs and
mm,
understanding biology and behavior and all of that. And it was all part of the development of Apprehend to work out, what's the best strategy to put out a pesticide, and,
sure.
how can you play to the bed bugs' weak spots to get the best management of them, in a remedial situation.
Sure. Now, did you come to this from an entomological background? How did you find your way into this?
Yeah, it's weird actually because I'm not an entomologist.
Okay.
Yeah, there's my admission. I'm a microbiologist. So
Oh.
my interest has always been in natural diseases of insects, and the one of the major contributors to disease in insects is fungi. So
Mm.
there are a number of fungal pathogens of insects, and I've worked on a number of them. But yeah, the big baby is Bavaria bassiana. It's one that's been developed for a number of insect pests throughout the world, and we use that fungus as a component of Apprehend. It is the active ingredient in Apprehend. So yeah, I came at this from a microbiological perspective, but of course you can't only have one discipline. If you're integrating into another discipline, you have to understand that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Wow.
science.
That's neat. So I've seen that specific species of fungi involved with a number of pest control applications now at this point. I know it's been something in agriculture for a long time, and now I see it in mosquito control, all kinds of places. That's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
yeah, it is. It has lots of applications, and the key to making it work is the formulation for the specific target pest and environment that you're using it, and the strategy so that you make sure that it works with the biology of the insect.
Yeah, it's funny. We've used here at our company for a long time. We've used Apprehend since it was registered in New York, and
Right.
I tell people when they ask questions about it that it is not like making an application like with a traditional contact insecticide. It's a different strategy, a different approach. You have to have a different mindset when you're doing these applications than your say traditional B&G type. We're going to spray things sort of treatment.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we've worked on developing that. And when we launched Apprehend, we we knew it killed bedbugs. That was for sure. But as far as refining the strategy and making sure that PMPs who adopt Apprehend actually get some benefits out of it, whether it's labor savings, time in application, reduced number of callbacks, and reducing the customer requirements. Clients that have to over prepare, we want to save them from that kind of nightmare, because I know myself, I wouldn't want to do some of those traditional prep protocols. So we've tried to focus and learn as we go along on how to make applications efficient as well as effective.
Sure. And some of the people, the prep, they're not capable of. You have elderly and infirm people that when you traditionally, say 10 years ago, you would say, oh my gosh, you have to take everything out of everything, and pack up and you have a 90-year-old lady that lives by herself. It's like that's just not going to happen. That's not realistic. So that's awesome. So I did notice that there is some new stuff with you guys. What's your newest creation? I saw some things coming out.
Yeah. So anybody who uses Aprehend and has the extension wand, I wish I had my gun here actually, but to use the extension wand, you have to use these sort of silicone straps that you pull over the gun trigger to hold it down, and then you operate the gun on and off with your battery. And I can't tell you how many comments we've had about how funky these silicone straps are, and so we had to put our heads together, and we worked with the gun designers, and they came up with this really neat notch design. So on the trigger, rather than having to hold it down with a strap, now you just press the trigger down and turn it, and the notch goes into an L-shaped thing, locks the trigger in place, and now you can use the battery to turn the gun on and off without having the whole strappy business. So we're pretty happy with that. It's a really nice, addition to the gun.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love that. Now, your talk on November 15th is going to be a little bit general as well as a bit about Aprehend specifically, but who would benefit from this? Is this for technicians? Is this for salespeople? Who should be looking into attending this?
Oh, I think I can cover it all for everybody, actually. So I think everyone needs to know a little bit about bedbug biology, and I pull out the essential bits that enable us to work with products to control them. And we'll talk about how you can educate your customer. So anybody, even if you're just taking bookings, for scheduling, really you need to understand a little bit about bedbug biology and how to handle the customers. So we'll be covering that. And then for the technicians, not only the how-to, but also the what comes back to bite you, which is my favorite element of this kind of talk, because I get to talk to technicians from all over the country, and mostly they call me with problems, which is great. So I get to hear everybody's problems, we troubleshoot, and then the best people phone me back and say, you'll never guess what it was. And so I have this list of things that come back to bite you, and there are some surprising things in there. So, I aim to delight with that list. I encourage the detective in every technician, because you have to be a detective to sometimes identify what it is about your clients that are going to mess with your protocol.
Yeah, I know that I have, and some of our technicians have been some of those technicians calling you for help. So how can people get in touch with you about Aprehend or Conidiotec or what's going on?
Oh, well, so Aprehend has a website. Remember, Aprehend is only spelt with one P, so you can go on the web and find aprehend.com. We have a huge number of resources on that website, including sort of PDFs that you can print off and show to housing managers about a holistic protocol for multifamily housing. We've got training videos where my voice will become very familiar. But yeah, if you want to get hold of me directly, then, we have this 800 number. It's 800-891-8610, extension 0. And, here's a little secret. It's an open secret, but that telephone number is the same as our registration number for the EPA. So if you're in the field and you look at the bottom of the bottle, our EPA registration number, you put 800 in front of it and then add a 0 at the end, and you'll get through to us.
Wow. I think that's the first time I've ever heard something like that. That's awesome. Very good. So we really look forward to seeing you on the 15th. And I think it's going to be great.
Great. I'm so looking forward to it, Andy.